So let's go convert app.js really quick, because we don't want this to be just JavaScript anymore. We want it to be JSX. So I'm going to say return. Oh, let's talk about the parentheses for just a second. Why do I put parentheses here? Well, if I just say return and then put something on a new line, and I put it on a new line so it's easier to read, well, the way that JavaScript works is if it sees like a new line, it just ends it right here. So it actually works like that, where it just ends, right? So if I surround this in parentheses, it's saying, hey, I'm not done yet, continue on to the next line. Okay, and so h1 adopt me, like that. And then now I want to use this pet component that I made up here, right? So how am I going to use that? Well, it works like this, pet. So I actually can use a composite component as if it was real HTML, which is really cool. And then if I wanted to add that ID back here, so this ID would be like, what did I call it, something important, right? Like that. That works the same way. And attributes for, or properties for this pet component works exactly the same way. So I can say name equals Luna, animal equals bird, or no, dog, and breed equals Havanese. Now, you see this self-closing tag thing, right? I know in HTML that that's optional, and frequently I leave it out, because again, I'm lazy and don't type things like that. But I'll tell you that in JSX, they actually are required, right? You need to let JSX know that like this is a self-closing tag, so you have to put that trailing slash. Okay, I'm going to put 3 of those. This was pepper, bird, cockatiel, and this was Doink, the mixed cat. What is kind of fun though, with JSX, you can even do self-closing divs as well, like that, which is not legal in HTML, but is legal in JSX, which is kind of fun. And actually, Prettier will just do it for you. If I do that, Prettier will actually, when I save, it'll just, it's like, nah, you really meant that, which is kind of fun.
So JSX would take this and turn it into a React.create with the first argument being div, the second one being an empty object, and the third one being a list of React.creates with all of those?
Yep.
So what's the benefit of, we're writing XML to turn into JavaScript to turn into HTML?
Yep.
Why don't we just write HTML?
I guess ultimately this is a template of some sort, right? It's kind of falsely so, right? Because it's not actually a template, it's actually just function calls. But in the end, this is actually imperative code that's being executed, right? Whereas HTML is declarative, it's not something you can execute, right? So everything I've shown you so far, this is all very static data, right? But you can imagine here, instead of having Luna equal this, I could have like API result, right? And now I can pass dynamic information into pet. Like it gives me the power of JavaScript to manipulate this. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. So actually, along those lines, I think something that I skipped over explaining were the curly braces here. Let's address that really quickly. So right now, if I go over and look at my site, I think everything should be fixed again. Oh, hold on, one more thing to fix here. Rather than having a React.create element down here, make this app like that. So again, line 31 there, just make that React.create element app like that. Okay. So now that I've done that, go back over to pet.js. And if I go over to my app, hopefully it's still running. Nope, not that one, this one. Did I stop it from running? I did. npm run dev. Refresh the page. So I have Luna, Pepper, and Doink, right? What happens if I remove the curly braces here? Now it's literally going to be the name, right? So if I save this and go back over here, you'll see that it says literally the word name here, right? So what the curly braces do is you're letting JSX know this is a JavaScript expression in here, right? And the term expression means anything that can be on the right side of an assignment. So if I say const x equals something here, or let's just say like, I don't know, name.to uppercase, right? So anything that can be on the right side of an equal sign here, this is considered an expression. So for example, you can't have an if statement on the right side of it, right? So a const y equals if, right? This doesn't work because an expression and a statement are different, right? A statement is a whole idea, right? So all of line 3 would be considered one statement, but everything here on the right side is considered an expression. Does that delineation make sense? Okay. So that means here inside of name, I can say .to uppercase and invoke that right here. Or this could be invoking animal the function or something like that. Or this can be animal plus animal, right? So anything that can be on the right side of an equal sign. But I can't put a full if statement in there. But you can use ternaries, right? Because ternaries are technically expressions. And a ternary is like the question mark thing. I'll use them later. They're fun or not fun depending on who you ask. I think they're fun. So anyway. And again, yeah, if I go, now I've messed up everything, right? So now Luna's all capitalized and you have Havanese dog and cockatiel bird, right? So that's what those are about. And it's just a single curly brace there. That's how that works. And so you can mix and match them too. So I could have like name like that. And if I go back over here, it says name Luna, name Pepper, right? And it does that concatenation for you.